Hello, welcome to another video. My name is Seewing Yi, and today I'm going to continue with my weekly Redfin data information on a specific housing update on a specific market. And today I'm going to talk about Ocala, Florida. Ocala, O-C-A-L-A, that's right, in Florida, which is a small submarket, population currently approximately 50,000, but it will continue to grow pretty exponentially. Ocala is 1 hour north of Orlando Metro. So it's part of the Central Florida region, which has been one of the fastest growing region in the country for quite a few years, actually. Florida overall, and of course, there are pockets of Florida that are have grown consistently, and with the COVID and pandemic situation has or even growing faster. So the takeaway, I'll give it away such like this. The reason I want to show Ocala, Florida, is because it's a small submarket, is on the path of growth. It's a suburban path of growth from a major metro. That is the key driver for future growth for any primary home buyers who is listening, for any out-of-state real estate investors that want to buy in the best market in the country with the lowest affordable price point, and to couple with that with the highest rent possible. So when you marry the highest rental projection for your rental property you're buying from out of state, wherever, and with the lowest price point, if you match this together, what you can the result is very good high cash flow, very good yield, very good return on your real estate investment. So that's the key to become a successful out-of-state turnkey cash flow risk investors, and avoid all the expensive market, because the number does not make sense. The rent has to match the debt service and the low cost price point. If you buy in the areas of high job growth, high population growth for the future, and low affordability, and good renter and excellent rental market, which is the case in this market. So and toward the end of this video, hopefully you'll reach toward the end, I'm going to have a bonus. I'm going to give you a practical investment opportunity that you're going to be very, very impressed with, right? So furthermore, toward the end of this video, if you see value on this video, please click the like button. I'd like to continue to enhance our YouTube channel penetration, and also subscribe to my channel, because every week you're going to see me talk about different housing updates, different markets in the country, and also real estate information and investment opportunities in general as well. So, and finally, just subscribe to our email newsletter from my website below, and you will become a free member of our investment club, if you will, the Yield Real Estate Network. So you can receive free investment opportunities through your email inbox as a free member of our organization. So without further ado, let's go over the Redfin update, which I've been sharing with many of you for a while now, and hopefully we see a lot of value. So Ocala, once again, is a very sub-market of Central Florida, and the mass media, they're not going to talk about it, because they, you know how it is, mass media, they just talk about negativity all the time, and you will never see them cover a sub-market like this. But as a risk investor, you need to invest in a right metro, the right city, the right neighborhood, even, in order to achieve success. So without further ado, let's look over the new listing for Ocala, Florida. By the way, Ocala is located very close to, like, half an hour drive from the Villages. Some of you know, the Villages is the largest retirement upscale community in the country. It has more than 50,000 age 55 and over retirees that have lived in this utopia community, very fast growing, that little city of Villages, Florida, which is very close to Ocala. Once again, Ocala is a little more than 1 hour drive north of Orlando Metro is a very fast growing sub-market. People are migrating to this very affordable market for the time for right now. That is a very affordable, very well cheap compared to what we've been seeing out there the past few years during the pandemic real estate boom and bust. Maybe not bust, I don't know. All right, new listing. Okay, let's go over the first category. New listing in Ocala, Florida. Year to date, September 2022, we have 225 listings, new listings for this past month, which is 14% year over year higher than 2021, which is the orange line. Okay, so that's good. It's a healthy, more inventory, new listings this past month. And by the way, everything's so new in Ocala, Florida. You're not going to see a long historical data coming from me or anyone else because it's such a new market. That's the great thing about it, right? You're going into a sub-market which is so new, so fresh, and the growth is so interesting. So, excuse me. Excuse me. So the migration pattern, is really upticking. Mass job growth, massive migration. People are moving toward Ocala because even in Orlando Metro, everything's getting higher. The home prices, the rent is getting higher, skyrocketing rent going on in Florida as is in other areas of the country as well. But in particular, Florida, the rent has skyrocketed 20, 30, 40% increases in a year over year in many locations in Florida. So all the trends looks very good. All right, so new listings looks very consistent, pretty stable, slight up and down in the past few months, nothing to talk about. So very pretty positive trend line. And then let's look at the active listing for the entire year 2022, and so which is good trend line. I mean, you in other markets, in other larger metros in the US, if you saw my previous video of housing update using Redfin, you'll see this line, 2022 line, has started to decrease. But what you see in terms of active listings, which is a little bit more than 1,000 active listings in the entire city of Ocala area. From back in April, there were only a little bit more than 1,000 listings. Now you're seeing like double the listings in a mere few months, April, May, June, July, in a mere 6 months. So this uptrend is good. That means there's a lot of housing activities, there's a lot of transactions, and people putting their houses for sale. New builders are completing their homes to accommodate the influx of people moving into this metro, Ocala. So therefore, you have a combination of sellers and new builders are releasing their inventory for the mass influx of people moving into this area post-pandemic 2022 and beyond. So this trend line is a good sign because it's a 67% more active listings than year over year from 2021, which is the orange line, and the blue line is 2019, right before the pandemic, and the red line is 2020 when the pandemic just began. So there's a very good trend line. So this active listings tells me that there's transactions are increasing steadily. So we should receive. Let's look at the pending sale, should be trending slightly upward. So I'm seeing this for the first time. So let's see whether my prediction is correct. Pending sale, is trending a little bit upward, and pending sale is 166 transactions pending closing, where the buyers accept the seller's offer, and which is a mere couple of percent less year over year from 2021, which is the orange line. So the trend line between 2022 in terms of pending sales versus 2021 is pretty similar. So which is good. It's a healthy market. There's no really cyclical trend that you have seen as in other markets that we went over. And so from 2019, as you can tell, 2019, this metro is only 25 pending sales year over year in September. So now you see this gap tells you that this little city is really growing. The migration pattern is is happening into this little, so far is a little sub-market, but is an outstanding playground for potential real estate investors such as yourself who's watching this video. I'll get to that toward the back end of this video to show you this is an amazing undiscovered top secret real estate investment opportunity for many of our out-of-state investors like yourself. All right, so pending sales looks decent, and now let's look at price drops. Right, the price drops occur in many other markets, showing a very vertical trend. In other trophy markets, the boom and bust market, but Ocala is a brand new market. Let's see what are the price trends, which is not that significant. Okay, and you have gone up back in July, which is a percent of active listings with price drops. The sellers listing their homes at overlisted the homes at a prices too high. Once they realize that the interest rate has skyrocketed from 3 to 6% a few months ago, which is a pullback the demand, so they have to reduce their prices. So they have reduced their prices from July to August, and then strangely, it's trending back up again to 10% listings, which is in the past month is like 40%. So 40% of their sellers are listing their prices that need to drop their prices. So it's not a severe, it doesn't indicate an actual price drop of an actual house in Ocala by any means. So this trend line is sort of a outlier. It doesn't indicate anything to talk about. So everything should be normalized, I hope. Well, I will follow this market for sure in the next few months, but the percent of price drop is kind of irrelevant because the transaction is so few. This market is so far is so small, so it's nothing to worry to me to be worried about. And then let's talk about the month supply. As you know, 4 to 6 months is a balanced market, and anything less than a 4 month supply of inventory is a seller's market, and the seller have more leverage than the buyer. So let's look at the month of supply, which is in this case you can hardly see it. Ignore this red line, which is a 2020. That's the beginning of the pandemic. Very hard to evaluate data for that year. So 2022, the black line, I know it's hard to see. The weeks of supply, okay, right here, the weeks of supply for 2020, year to date, September the 4th, is 11.8 weeks of supply. If 4 weeks equal a month, 4 divided into 11.8 is almost 3 months supply of inventory. So 3 months supply inventory is still very much a seller's market. And so the houses are still being priced very competitively speaking, and so that's a good sign. Okay, so a very healthy, very similar than the previous year. So this trend line in terms of weeks of supply is still a seller's market and still a very strong market for transactions. And then let's look at average sale price to list ratio. Average sales price to list ratio is up and down, but don't worry about it. So the average sale price to list ratio is how much the buyer accepts the price based on the last list price, which is 98%. So the average sales price list price was purchased at 2% below the list price. So which is good, which is a pretty healthy market. Nothing to brag about. And finally, this is most important: new listing median price year over year. Let's see how much properties have appreciated in this small metro. And the new listing price, here it is. The new listing median price as of this month, September 2022, is 295,295, which is year over year is almost 20% growth in 20% appreciation in just 1 year, from 2021 to 2022. So 2022 is 295K median price. 2021 is only 246. So a very healthy growth. And then let's look over from 2021 from 2020. Okay, this orange line and then which is 246, is 22% growth from 2020 to 2021, from 203 to 246. And look at pre-pandemic 2019. The average median price in Ocala, Florida is only 172,000. You see that? So 172 in 2019, you fast forward 3 years, 172 to 295, almost 200 grand. As a matter of fact, back the highest point in July, a couple of months ago, it was at over, which is 308 median price. So this small little submarket, which is very fast growing, is a path of growth of a major metro, which is Orlando and Central Florida. See, I'm showing you something that national mass media have no clue. They have no idea. This undiscovered market is a prime playground for primary home buyers that want to buy the property as cheap as possible, and for out-of-state investors to pounce on this market, where the rent to the value ratio is extremely high. And I'm going to show you another thing, because for those of you who are staying until now, so you can get the benefit of a one investment opportunity, I want to share with you for a few minutes before we close out this video. Look at this, a new construction property, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. They are being built by a local builder that only built for a select group of real estate investors like our community, our investment club, because we have the power of the network. We negotiate with the local builders because we've been in this market, in the Central Florida market, for the past like 15 years, ever since the last real estate market crash in 2008. We've been helping our out-of-state investors to buy great cash flow properties all over Central Florida. And Ocala right now is the post-pandemic real estate mini boom, poster child of Florida. A lot of people doesn't know about it, so let's keep it that way, okay? So this property is a pre-construction, as you can see, pre-construction, 6 to 9 months build time. You put 25% down payment as a deposit, and the builder will build the home for you for the next 6 to 9 months. And this is shocking to you because the price point you're buying, which is a very limited opportunity, is not that many of these new builds available for our investment group, which is 210,000, which is shocking, right? What is such a value? Nowhere else in the country you're getting a new construction in one of the fastest growing area in the country, in Ocala, Florida. You get it you locked in at a contract price of 210, and another builder, they're building the same model, same square footage, like 1 mile away. They're selling their home for similar square footage, similar bedrooms, and what have you, 282 or higher. You're getting like 20% discount by working with a very, very reputable local builders that understand what our investor community are doing. So if you put 25% down payment on, look at the skyrocketing rent, $1,750. Somebody, a renter could come into Ocala, can rent your house because there's a lack of homes to rent, lack of homes to buy. They're willing to pay you $1,750 to rent your cookie cutter, nice looking house. And even if you pay a skyrocketing mortgage interest rate of 6% or 6.5% or whatever, you put 25% down payment, you're still getting a positive cash flow of almost $400. This is unheard of, to get a great quality tenant with a great quality home, new construction, for God's sake, in the fastest growing area, such a cheap prices, such a high rent. Look at these metrics, right? Rental valuation was 0.8%. Capitalization rate is 7.5%. This is mind-boggling. Cash return is 8%. Return on investment total at the end of the first year, a whopping 55%. I'm not going to go over the metrics, okay? Anyway, all right. So the takeaway is Ocala market is not a typical other market where you're seeing some price drops, reductions, and all kind of crazy things going on. This is a sub-market. That's why the takeaway for this video is that There's no such thing as a national real estate market. You have to look at each local market because each local market is very, very different in terms of economic growth, in terms of the numbers, the drivers, all the little economic things that you need to learn about. So at the end of the day, that's hopefully you learn something. And again, please click the like button if you see the value of this video, and also subscribe to my channel to help enhance my channel. And also put your email to our website below, and you can become a free member of our organization. You can receive a lot of free information from your email newsletter on a weekly basis to learn more about real estate education and real investment opportunity, off-market turnkey cash flow properties with professional property management in many locations in a country that we are promoting, which is mainly in South and Southeast, just to let you know. All right, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching this Ocala, Florida housing update from the Redfin data point. Thank you so much, and I will see you on our next video. This is Seewing Yi. Goodbye. Have a nice day.